You don't have to change anything to be worthy of infinite love. You don't have to change anything to be worthy of infinite love. I love that saying. It's one of my one-liners. And years ago, I made a meme of it on a colorful background. I'll put it in the video. And once, a number of years ago, maybe like a decade ago, I was at a youth conference. And I was working with the kids doing conflict resolution, role plays and stuff. And it was really going well. And, the kids love me anyways, and we have a good time. I'm not authoritative at all, and so the kids just enjoy my workshop a lot. We have a lot of fun, and at the end, the kids were all, these are like kids in grade 4, 5, 6, right? And so the kids are all milling about and just hanging out. We had an extra like 10 minutes, and I just said to the kids, you can do whatever you want. And some of them were on their phones, and some of them were like just playing around and running around, and some were sitting quietly and reading. And so what I did, I thought, I'm going to do an experiment. I'm going to show them this meme. You do not have to change anything to be worthy of infinite love. And I just want to see what they do. There's about 20, 25 kids there. And I went from kid to kid, and I showed them the meme. And I said, hey, I make memes. They went, you make memes? I said, yeah, I make memes. They said, that's so cool. Let me see one of your memes. And I would show it to them. And they could all read. So they read. I didn't have to read it to them. And they said, it said, you don't have to change anything to be worthy of infinite love. The first kid I went to and showed it to him, he was like, huh. And you could see it touch something inside of him. But I kind of thought he wouldn't think it was very interesting or whatever. But actually, it really touched him. And then I went to a group of a couple of other kids, and I showed it to them. And they both went, oh, yeah. And it touched something in them. And I was like, okay, that's 2 groups. This is interesting. Let me go to the third. The third was another solo, then another couple of groups. Some were rambunctious, and I called them over just for a second. Some were sitting quietly. It didn't matter which the kids that were loud, the kids that were soft, every single kid, without fail, every single one had the same reaction. Their nervous system would relax. They would calm down. Their breathing would slow, and they would get really thoughtful for a moment. And I didn't hang around too long with any of them because I didn't want it to get awkward. I didn't want them to lose that feeling. I thought if I leave now, then I leave them with that feeling to process it for themselves. And so for each one, I would stay, I would wait for that moment, and then I would walk on to the next one. And it was a little different for each kid, but you get good at sensing these things after a while. And it really struck me, that inside them at this age still, something inside them knows that unconditional love is part of how we're supposed to be treating each other. Unconditional acceptance is part of how we're supposed to be treating each other. And I can tell you, those kids, a lot of them receive a lot of conditional in their lives, a lot of conditional acceptance. Most of them are punished, and most of them are spanked, and most of them are treated that way, and their lives are hard. And so to get a message like that and have it go deep like that, you could see it was touching something very organic inside of them. And what I want as parents is I want us to parent from that depth with our kids, for them to feel that depth from us, that we're seeking that place inside of them that caused a kid in grade 6 to go, oh, infinite love, yeah, like really, like not go, infinite love, what the hell is that? It wasn't that, Now, part of it is I had already developed a bit of a relationship with these kids. I was empowering them. It's the things that would normally annoy the other presenters. I'd be like, I'm so glad you're yelling out in the middle of me talking because it means you're so passionate about what you have to say, kid. I love it. Please yell out. And I would tell the whole class, yell out in the middle anytime I'm talking. Mid-sentence, just yell out if you're passionate about something. I want to know right away. And they would all be like, oh, goodness. And that would make them want to listen to me more, right? Because there's no wrongness in authority. You don't need it. You don't need it. I'm telling you. And so then I already had a bit of this relationship with them, right? And so then I go around, and I, who just treated them this way, show them this meme. So there's a bit of a foundation to it. And then it's like, yeah, I can feel that for myself. Imagine the opportunity you have as a parent to cultivate that kind of relationship all the time, or at least a lot of the time, and then share those deep messages with your kids so that they get this sense of depth about who they are and their place in the world. Even me as an adult at 54 years old, I feel like I don't belong a lot of the time. And sometimes life even reinforces that, and it sucks. And it's something I carry around with me all the time. And I have to fight and deal with it and talk to that part of myself all the time. And I didn't want my kid to get saddled with that, right? So I wanted her to have a deep sense of her acceptability. And a lot of people think, oh, that creates a kid who just like gets entitled and everything revolves around them. But that's not really thinking very deeply about it, right? You know that because when kids are acting that way, when anyone's acting that way, they're doing it to compensate for a lack inside, not because they are full up inside of good relationship with themselves, and then somehow that makes them mean and cruel to other people. No, that's not how it works. When we're really in touch with our depth, we're kind to other people. Human nature has that at its root. And it's when we're separate from ourselves, when we're distant from ourselves, when we're distant from our truth, when we're distant from our wisdom, when we're distant from our heart and our deep consciousness. That's when we take it out on other people. And so if we can help our kids stay connected to their deep selves, and we continue the journey of digging in and finding a connection with our deep self, then we can operate from that level where we can really connect with kids, and then we can share deep things with them, like, you don't have to change anything to be worthy of infinite love. And you don't have to change it, even though I'm asking for a big change. It's kind of funny because I'm asking for a big change. But part of that change is the unconditional nature of you don't have to be worthy of blah, blah. You don't have to change anything to be worthy of infinite love. Anyway, you get the idea. I know it's not easy. Please check out my free course, Guiding Without Controlling, on meaningfulideas.com, and also follow me in all the spaces at Meaningful Ideas. I put out a new video every day, and there's like 100 videos on my YouTube channel. Before I started putting out these short videos, there's like a whole bunch of longer ones and some really intense ones, and some of the old ones are amazing. So please check that out and follow me over there. And that's it. Peace out, everybody.